According to Bulbapedia, there are 171 different Pokemon type combinations. 153 of those are dual types and 18 are solo types. But not every type is created equal. In fact, certain Pokemon type combinations are so terrible, you might as well leave them to rot in the PC box forever. Unless they are strong Pokemon or are a shiny. But I digress. In this video, I, HermitRAB, will be ranking the 10 worst Pokemon type combinations from a defensive standpoint. Now, in order for me to calculate the worst Pokemon type combinations, I needed to make a formula to calculate these type combinations into a single numerical value. Basically put, I added the total value of weaknesses with the total value of resistances and the total value of normal damage. Immunities will not be calculated since they do not have any numerical value with 0. Say for example, the flying type. It has a total weakness value of 6, a total resistance value of 1.5, and a total normal damage value of 11, giving us a total defensive value of 18.5. The higher the total value score, the worse the type combination. Moves and abilities such as Magnet Rise, Soak, or Levitate will not be factored in this ranking due to them interfering with the formula. Ties will be broken based on the viability of the type combination and how many Pokemon are in that same type combination. And with that out of the way, let's get on to the rankings. An honorable mention goes to the Rock and Dark type combination. The Rock and Dark type combination has a total value score of 23, with 7 weaknesses, one of which is a 4 times weakness to fighting. But I cannot put it in this list due to it featuring only one Pokemon, which is Tyranitar. So since it features only one Pokemon, and a pseudo-legendary Pokemon at that, it gets a pass. Now we start with the countdown with number 10, and it goes to the Fighting and Grass type. The Pokemon with this type combination are Breloom, Virizion, and Chestnut. The best Pokemon with the Fighting and Grass type combination is Virizion, with a base stat total of 580, and good moves that it can learn naturally like Swords Dance, Close Combat, and Leaf Blade. The Fighting and Grass type combination has a total value score of 23. It has 6 weaknesses with Poison, Fire, Psychic, Ice, Fairy, and its 4 times weakness to Flying. But it's not all that bad considering it has 6 resistances with Ground, Rock, Water, Grass, Electric, and Dark. Despite being the 10th worst Pokemon type combination, it is actually quite solid in its games, with Breloom in particular with the Hoenn games. But with that, the Grass and Fighting type is the 10th worst Pokemon type combination in this list. Now, number 9 on this list goes to the Psychic and Ice type. The Pokemon with this type combination are Smoochum, Jinx, Galarian Mr. Mime, Mr. Rhyme, and Ice Rider Calyrex. The best Pokemon among these is obviously Ice Rider Calyrex, with an astounding 680 base stat total. Its speed stat is bad, but it has access to Trick Room due to its gigantic move pool, so its speed isn't a problem anymore. It is only accessible to the Sword and Shield expansion pass, however, so it may be a problem for some players. The Psychic and Ice type combination has the total value score of 23. It has 6 weaknesses with Rock, Bug, Ghost, Steel, Fire, and Dark, but no 4 times weaknesses, which is better than most combinations in this list. However, it only has 2 resistances with Psychic and Ice, which hinders its score. The Psychic and Ice type combination gets the 9th place on this list, majorly due to lack of resistances and a lot of weaknesses. Number 8 goes to the Grass and Dark type. The Pokemon with this type combination are Nuzleaf, Shiftry, Cacturne, and Zarude. The best Pokemon with the Grass and Dark type combination is Zarude, and it's not even close. With a base stat total of 600 and a pretty big move pool with moves such as Solar Blade, Power Whip, and Darkest Lariat, but it can only be obtained via event. The Grass and Dark type has a total value score of 23. It has 7 weaknesses with Fighting, Flying, Poison, Fire, Ice, Fairy, and its 4 times weakness to Bug. It's not all bad since it has 7 resistances, one being an immunity to Psychic, but some of its weaknesses are very common types, specifically Bug and Flying type, which are obtainable in the early game. With that, The Grass and Dark type sits on the 8th place on this list, majorly due to having more weaknesses than the previous mention. And now we are out of the tie-breaking round with number 7, the Grass and Dragon type combination. The Pokemon with this type combination are Alolan Exeggutor, Mega Sceptile, and the Applin line. The best Pokemon among the Grass and Dragon types is Mega Sceptile, due to it being a Mega Evolution and its high base stat total of 630. It has incredible speed, but it is kinda squishy due to its low defenses. The Grass and Dragon type has a total value score of 23.25. It has 6 weaknesses with Flying, Poison, Fairy, Dragon, Bug, and it's 4 times weakness to Ice. It has 4 resistances, 3 being a quarter times resistance with Water, Grass, and Electric. The normal damage types, however, are plentiful with 8, with Fire, Steel, Normal, Psychic, Fighting, Rock, Ghost, and Dark. The Grass and Dragon type combo has a lot of modern examples, so Game Freak can potentially make more in the future and make them better in terms of offense. But in terms of defense, the Grass and Dragon type combination is the 7th worst Pokemon type combination. Now number 6 is actually gonna hurt since it features one of my favorite Pokemon in it. Number 6 goes to the Ice and Dark type combination. The only Pokemon in this type combination is Sneasel and Weavile. Just those two. Weavile is obviously the better Pokemon in this type combination since we only have 2 Pokemon since the recording of this video. Its base stat total is 510, it has really high speed stats, and it can strike with its very powerful attack stat. The Ice and Dark type combination have a total value score of 23.5. It has 6 weaknesses with Rock, Bug, Fire, Steel, Fairy, and a 4 times weakness to Fighting. It does have an immunity to Psychic, and 3 resistances with Ghost, Ice, and Dark. It really pains me to see this type combination in this list since I like Weavile so much, but defense-wise, it is the 6th worst Pokemon type combination. Number 5 is actually a type combination that is quite common, and that is the Rock and Ground type. The Pokemon with this type combination are Larvitar, Pupitar, Onix, the Golem line, and the Rhyperior line, which is the most amount of Pokemon in one type combination in this video with 9. The best Pokemon in this group is Rhyperior, with its base stat total of 535. It has good physical stats, and it has a good ability with Solid Rock. The Rock and Ground type have a total value score of 24.25. It has 6 weaknesses with Fighting, Ground, Steel, Ice, and a 4 times weakness to Water and Grass. It does have an immunity to electric attacks, and 5 resistances with Normal, Fire, Flying, Rock, and a quarter times resistance to Poison. But having 2 4 times weaknesses makes it incredibly bad defense-wise. Despite having plenty of Pokemon, the Rock and Ground type combination gets the 5th spot in this list. Just missing the bottom podium is number 4 with the Ice and Bug type. The Ice and Bug type combination have only 2 Pokemon in it, with Snom and Frostmoth. Obviously, Frostmoth is better than its pre-evolution, with a base stat total of 475. But it makes it have the lowest base stat total amongst the best Pokemon I've discussed so far. The Ice and Bug type combination have a total value score of 24.5. It has 4 weaknesses with Flying, Steel, and a 4 times weakness to Rock and Fire. It only has 3 resistances with Ground, Grass, and Ice. But like the last entry, having 2 4 times weaknesses makes it incredibly bad defense-wise. But unlike the last entry, it has no immunities and a lot of other types can deal normal damage to it. With that, the Ice and Bug type combination gets the 4th worst place in this list. The bronze medal of the worst Pokemon type combination goes to the Grass and Ice type. The only Pokemon in this type combination is the Abomasnow line. Obviously, Mega Abomasnow is the best Grass and Ice type due to it being the only line with the Grass and Ice type combination and it being a Mega Evolution. It has a base stat total of 594 and is best used with the Trick Room strategy due to its good stats and terrible speed. The Grass and Ice type combination have a total value score of 25. It has 7 weaknesses with Fighting, Flying, Poison, Rock, Bug, Steel, and a 4 times weakness to Fire. It has 4 resistances with Ground, Grass, Water, and Electric. Most of the types it is weak to are actually quite common, especially since the Ice type Pokemon are usually available in the late game. Because of this, the Grass and Ice type combination get the bronze medal of the worst defensive Pokemon type combination. Now the silver medal of the worst Pokemon type combination goes to the Bug and Grass type. The Pokemon with this type combination are the Parasect line, Plant Cloak Wormadam, and the Leavanny line. The best Bug and Grass type Pokemon is Leavanny, with a base stat total of 500, but its stats are mostly decent, with its attack and speed being its only good stats. Its defenses are quite solid, but it doesn't help much due to its high amount of weaknesses. The Bug and Grass type combination have a total value score of 25. It has 6 weaknesses with Poison, Rock, Bug, Ice, and a 4 times weakness to Fire and Flying. It has 5 resistances, however, with Fighting, Water, Electric, and a 1/4 times resistance to Ground and Grass. The Grass and Bug type combination gets the second place in this list due to it having 2 4 times weaknesses and an inferior Advocate due to it not having a Mega and its stats being inferior. Now, the absolute worst Pokemon type combination, defense-wise, goes to Rock and Ice. There are only 2 Pokemon with a Rock and Ice type combination, and that is Amara and Aurorus. Aurorus is obviously the better of the two considering it is Amara's evolution. It has a high base stat total of 521, with its best stat being its HP stat, and that's it. Its special stats are quite good, but its defenses are taken advantage of due to its weaknesses, and let's not forget its abysmal speed. The Rock and Ice type combination have a total value score of 26. It has 6 weaknesses with Ground, Rock, Water, Grass, and a 4 times weakness to Fighting and Steel. It only has 4 resistances with Normal, Flying, Poison, and Ice, and every other type deals normal damage to it. The Rock and Ice type combination just has the right amount of weaknesses and a small amount of resistances to make it the absolute worst Pokemon type combination. And with that, that is the worst Pokemon type combinations. Now this list is heavily based on data and the viability of a type combination's defense, not offense. So this list does not trash on a certain type's offensive capabilities. Share your thoughts in the comment section below and be sure to like and subscribe with post notifications on, and I'll see you soon.